All right, I hope that you all are ready for this morning power call because I am. I'm Dr. Cheryl Clarke, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the power call where I just come live every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we just come and give you a little power call, power talk. So go ahead and share the link out to someone, some brown woman, some brown girl that think that they may enjoy this morning as we're going forth today. So let's get ready. If you have your Girl You Cute book, go ahead and get it out because right in the very beginning, we have a Speak Your Power Now declaration that we go down and we do because this is your opportunity to know that you have power. You not only have power, but you have the ability to say, I am not standing anymore without my power. Because guess what? Your power is something that you have had with you all along. You just probably forgot how to use it or have to reignite it. So let's go ahead and do our declaration. If you're able to take a pause in a moment, just take a nice long slow deep breath in through the nostrils and exhale that out. Take a nice long slow deep breath in through the nostrils once again and exhale that out. Repeat silently to yourself after me or loud to yourself after me. The Speak Your Power Now declaration. Today I reclaim my power of purpose. Today I declare that I have unshakable faith and confidence in my uniqueness. Today I declare that I will not live in fear, but with power, love, and a sound mind. Today I declare that I always communicate with words to empower myself and others. Today I declare to always honor myself by living in the present and living powerfully in each moment. Amen and Ashe. All right. So today I want to just welcome all of you that have come and said, I'm going to take this moment. You may be in your cars, you may be where you are. It doesn't matter. You showed up for you today. And today's power call, I want to give you the topic. The topic is wait for it. Your voice is your anchor. Your voice is your anchor in a time of change. Your voice is in the anchor of time of a storm. Your voice is an anchor in time of uncertainty. Your voice is anchor when you don't know. Your voice will be the anchor. And I want you to realize that your voice has always been the anchor. So let's get really real right now. Whatever's happening right now, there's a lot happening that's changing, maybe in your job, maybe in the industry, maybe your relationship, maybe your whole life in the in another direction. Maybe it's a lot of chaos going around and you're wondering how to get your footing, right? So in this area, in this session today, I want you to know if this is, like I said, this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Cheryl Clarke. I'm a psychotherapist. And I'm a voice specialist, but what I do is I am a voice specialist that helps women of color to reclaim and recover their voice. And I do that through educational content, not so much therapy, but these tools that I give you, they are just that, tools, right? So I'm not here to replace your therapist. I'm not here to replace any clinician, but I am here to educate you on how to use your voice. So here's what I know has changed. And this is what I know that has shifted. I know that there's some things in the world that has shifted. And I know by talking to a lot of you, you have changed jobs, you maybe not have a job, or maybe your income has changed, maybe relationships, divorcing, whatever it is. That's what I do know. There's some things that make everything maybe shifting. Now, the one thing that I want you to know that can ground you is your voice. Not your job title, not other people, not other people's opinion, not your current circumstances. It is your voice. Your voice is the thing that will begin to bring you to your next. Your voice is the thing that will begin to see how can I move this into my next. That is what this is. My voice. My voice is that thing, right? So today I'm going to show you how to use your voice as an anchor. And I'm going to show you when everything else feels unstable, how you can use your voice. So here's a voice strategy. Now, when you look at your voice and how to anchor it, and your voice tells you who you are. So when everything is changing around you, you need to start asking yourself questions. And a lot of times we do not ask ourselves questions. A lot of times we're very critical of each other, of ourselves. So we start really, well, instead of us asking ourselves questions, what we do is get very critical of what we should have did. You're not good enough. All the imposter syndrome starts coming in, right? So this time I want to ask you, want to ask yourself very the questions. Who am I if I'm not this job? Who am I if this relationship ends? Who am I if this dream doesn't work out? Who am I? See, your voice carries your value. Your voice carries the essence. Your voice doesn't change because circumstances should change. So what happens is we get caught up about what's happening outside of us. And we really do need to get connected to our mind, body, and soul, right? Because if you caught, just think about it. If you caught up in a ship is caught up in a storm, right? So and they don't and the anchor, they need an anchor to make the ship sturdy. What doesn't stop is the waves. Think about the ship. The ship is in a storm. The waves are hitting, but the anchor is the thing that keeps the ship sturdy. I want you to look at that in a way that how can I now use my voice as an anchor? Keep me sturdy when at times I feel uncertain in my relationships. How can I keep my voice sturdy, my ship, when things are going on around me? When I have uncertainty, when the relationship has shifted, my health has changed, my voice needs to be the anchor. So that stops you from drifting out to sea. So, what storm are you navigating right now? Ask yourself that question. And when that stress comes on your body, what starts to happen? What do you begin to do? How do you do that? You need to you gotta anchor your body before you anchor your voice. You got to get all those things that is happening outside, inside your body, maybe sweating, all that things. You got to get that under control. That's why I talk about the pies method to anchor you. Because it's important for you to anchor your body before you can find your voice. Because think about it. Think about when something happens. The first thing that starts to happen, your heart maybe is palpitating, you start to sweat, and you can't even talk. Or if you do talk, you're either screaming and yelling or you go silent. One of the two usually starts to happen. So when we talk about the anchor, think of the ship. I want you to visualize the ship. The ship can drift without the anchor. So your body is the ship and we need to anchor it. And you need to begin to look and see how I need to anchor my mind. So the first thing you need to do is before you anchor the mind, you got to anchor your body. Start breathing. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale that out. Start breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale that out. Ask yourself, how are you feeling right now? Get that body under control. Before you say anything, before you do anything, anchor your body. Get that body steady so my voice can be steady. Get that pause in there. You got to identify what's happening in the body, evaluate what's going on before you put any solutions in place. Because remember, you're hijacked. When emotion starts going fast or whatever the emotion starts doing, you are hijacked. You are no longer anchored. So the next thing what you're going to do is that now you're going to move into a space of understanding what just happened to you, right? So when you're anchoring in any circumstances, you're going to do that body first. And then you're going to look at what really matters. What did they say? What did you say? How did it make you feel? All those things you need to come to terms with. Because when you, and what I know with learning and dealing with a lot of individuals, when you use your voice to express what you believe and what your values are and what you stand for, you literally are anchoring your core identity. And believe it or not, eventually when you start been practicing that, your external begins to shift. So today, at this point, how we're going to anchor this week, you're going to say out loud one thing that you believe, just one thing. I believe, what do you believe about you? This anchoring must be about you. You're going to be anchoring your mind. Now, anchoring your mind is all about after you got your body under control. Now it's time for you to anchor your mind. Now, this is how we anchor our mind. Your thoughts, your words, everything shape you. Everything shapes you. But often our mind gets looped up in some fear. It gets looped up in doubts, self-criticism. That imposter syndrome comes on. You can't do it. You are dumb. You are not the person. So when you look at this, and I call this the mental loop that usually happens, I always mess up. That's too much for me. You got to reframe it. You're going to catch the mental loop that you're in. Notice it, reframe it. Notice what you keep playing around. You keep playing, we have that on repeat. Challenge yourself to ask yourself, is that true? I wouldn't be Dr. Cheryl Clarke if I continued on with the story that I'm stupid. You got to replace it with an empowered statement about yourself. So if you're saying that I can't do this, I want you to look at it and see that I can handle this. I'm not just not enough. I'm more than enough. In this moment, I'm enough. What phrase have you been playing on repeat? And what new phrase are you going to choose? My thoughts don't define me. Maybe that's it. My thoughts don't define me. My voice directs me. Put that in the chat. I like that. Put that in the chat. If you can write in the chat for me, put that in the chat. This is an anchoring point today. As we're anchoring our voice, my thoughts don't define me. My voice directs me. So when you start to get in that loop of I'm not enough, all these things begin to happen to you, all this, now look at it. I want you to see it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now that you got that, and I want you to understand that, how you're anchoring your voice. Now let's talk about when your voice creates the pathway forward. So every day you're going to be reminding that what you got to do first is get your body under control. You got to make sure that anchor is set. And then how do you create a voice that creates you going forward instead of backwards? If you're waiting to have all the answers before you speak up, then it's not going to happen. Speaking about who you are and how you're going to figure it out is that you're going to go along down the way. You're going to figure it out along the way. But it's in you talking up more and more, you will figure it out down the way. You know, research shows that people who verbalize their goals more, they're more likely to achieve them. Not because they're talking magic, it's because their voice is clarifying your thinking. It's anchoring your thoughts. So every time you say, I don't know what I want, you're using your voice to keep you stuck. That's real talk. What if you start saying, I'm figuring out what I desire? I'm figuring it out along the way. I used to do this myself. I used to say, I don't know. If I can't handle it, and yeah, I used to say, I don't know. And I remember going into my private practice. I was saying, I don't know if I can handle my private practice. I was in a clinic, so I had a plushy job. That I was paid very well. I was a supervisor, in a clinic, and I knew that if I walked away, I would be responsible for myself. So, what happens when you walk away and you have to handle your private practice? I know what I convinced myself and everyone else is that I wasn't ready for a couple of years. And when I started saying I'm building a practice, everything shifted. But let me tell you another thing I did. I shared it with someone safe. And she said to me, I said, because what I did was I got the place. I was paying for a space that I wasn't using. I could have did one night. And she said to me, she said, Cheryl, I said, my practice is not going well. She said, Cheryl, you got to choose. She said, how about you choose you? She said, how about you go all in your private practice? You gotta do one. She said, because that you're splitting your time. So here's the power shift. I use my voice to declare my next move forward. Not what I was running from, but I had to explore the new opportunities. So the new opportunities was I gave my notice. I gave my current job the amount of notice that I needed. And then I leaned in to what was next for me. She guided me, she helped me. So this week, I want you to step in. I want you to step into something forward. Command it. Because guess what? Here's what happens when transition happens. People start treating you like um they start treating you like you're like when you show up. So I want you to think, don't no more uncertainty. Even if there's uncertainty, don't speak with uncertainty. Your voice can change how people see you. Your voice can actually move in that. So if you keep saying, I don't know, everything is so confusing, I'm trying to figure it out. No, powerful statement. I'm evaluating my options. I'm making some strategic moves right now. I'm evaluating my options now. I'm exploring my options and I'll let you know when I move forward. That's powerful. I'm processing what happened. I'm exploring. I'm taking my time to evaluate that. You're not losing power there. You are deliberate in what you're saying. You're understanding that this is an opportunity for me to anchor my voice that builds and bridge what comes next. See what the biggest mistake that people do, and especially women of color, one or two things: we get really silent or we get really loud, and that neither one of them works. And you don't have to wait for it to happen, but you need to figure out how you can start speaking up right now, how you can start using your voice to bridge what you're doing right now. Every time you speak about your vision, your goals, your direction, even if it's still formulating, you're literally creating pathways to get you there. You're putting your energy behind it, your intention behind it. And those opportunities that you're creating, networking, how many of us don't even get out and network and talk about what we do? You got a book and nobody knows about it. This is why I come up here and I talk about, I'm telling you all to share it because it's important for people. If I believe in it, then I know that it shifted and changed people. So the one thing I want you to do, the next chapter, don't overthink it. Maybe a career, maybe a relationship, whatever it is. I want you to lean into it. How you're going to talk yourself or shift or speak even when it's uncertain and you're going to drop your anchor. Change is not your enemy. Silence is. Yelling is. Your voice is the one thing that can stay with you throughout the transition, even when you're uncertain, even when there's a monkey wrench thrown in there. It's your anchor. Your voice is your anchor. Your voice is your compass. It's the bridge to what's next. So this week, I want you to practice your anchor. Practice your voice. Intentionally use it today. Speak your values, speak in your direction, speak your truth, but never disempower anyone. All right? All right, so now you know. I hope this helps you keep your voice anchored this week. And you know, this is a little homework for you, guide you. Give me a little, you can text me, inbox me, and how this work for you. So let me, any questions or comments or statement at this time, any direction, you can open up your mic now. All right.
Good
If you,
morning.
good
Yes.
morning, Shirley. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to get on here and say thank you for those powerful comebacks when I would normally be silent. I am processing that, um,
Yeah.
processing what happened. I am reevaluating. Those are some powerful statements, and I will incorporate those into my responses to things now. So I'm grateful for you and grateful for this time. And this was good for me this morning. Bless you.
Good, good, good. Bless you back. I know that opportunities, some of us deal with certain things, and that's one. She said she gets silent. Anyone else that want to share before we leave off today? Okay. Now let me just read. Okay, you guys are writing good. Shawnee said that this is good, Dr. Clark. Thank you for your words. Perfect. All right. So you have your power talk for today. You know your anchor. Drop your anchor. When the waves start coming, things start moving your way, drop your anchor. Your voice is your anchor. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Cheryl Clarke, and we're moving into this next season of your life, and your voice will be your power. Peace and blessings, and have a wonderful day. Until next time.
You are enough. Your voice is divine. Now speak.